These back to school life hacks are life changing. Have you ever bought a textbook and it has highlighter all over it and you want to get rid of the highlighter? Well, I'm gonna show you a little magical trick that you can actually erase the highlighter. So if you want to buy a used textbook, you can. And if you want to sell your used textbook, you can. So it's easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, you get a lemon. 2, you squeeze that lemon. 3, you put the lemon juice on top of the highlighter and like magic, it just starts dissolving. Look at that. It's literally erasing in front of our eyes.
I love hacks.
Now this next one, if I knew this, I would have been a genius. I would have been the female Elon Musk. Okay, maybe not. Using your favorite snack to study. So basically what you do is you take, for example, gummy bears like we have here, and you put them along your textbook at certain points. And after you study that point and you memorize it and you know it and you are a master at that paragraph, then you can have a gummy bear. It's incentive to study. I'll do anything for a gummy bear, but you don't have to use just gummy bears. You can use Oreos, chips,
cheese.
I don't know, whatever you love, use it. If it makes you study, why not? You know when you first start school and you don't know where to find all your classes and there's classrooms on the first floor and there's classrooms like down the hall and you don't know which one's when? Set it as your phone screensaver. So now you know first class, I have to go here at this time. Second class, I gotta go here at this time. It's brilliant. And you don't gotta open your phone every time to go look at where your classes are. It's so easy and simple until you start finally memorizing where you have to go. Or if you're like me and you're directionally challenged, you never learn where to go and you might need this all the time. Can I get this for like life? Like, Now this one is a necessity, a school survival kit. You may be asking, hey Azzy, what's a school survival kit? Well, let me tell you. So you know when you're at school and there's an emergency? I don't know, there's many things that are like emergencies and some of them aren't that serious, but you should pack an emergency kit. Band-aids, Tylenol in case you have a headache. If you have long hair, like hair scrunchies, you never know. Maybe you have gym that day, you need to put your hair up. Maybe it's really windy, whatever it is. Maybe you have science class, you're doing some crazy experiments. You need to put your hair back. Mouthwash or gum, always important. You know, maybe you're talking to some cute boy and your breath a little stinky. So, you know, mouthwash. Deodorant, self-explanatory. Physical ed class, you need some deodorant after usually. Some lip chap, maybe it's like dry, your lips are dry, you know, they hurt, they're bleeding. Lip chap, lifesaver. Anything else you may need, if you're a girl, tampons, or hand sanitizer. This you need to put in your locker and you need to keep it there. And maybe you might not ever use it, but maybe your friend needs it. Maybe a stranger needs it. It's so handy. Now this next one is really cool, but also pretty weird. It's from this guy whose channel is called James DIY, so make sure to check him out. If you don't have an eraser, don't worry. James DIY got you. Like I said, this is weird, but you can literally use bread to erase. Bread. He's gonna show you, watch. Takes a piece of bread, and the 5 is erasing just like that. This one actually isn't that weird because back in the day before there was erasers, they actually used to use bread to erase. A part of me is also like,
it's kind of a waste of food.
But you're not gonna use a full loaf of bread. You're gonna use a little corner. All you need is a few little breadcrumbs. And it's only really if you're in an emergency and you need to erase something. A second thing you can use as an emergency is literally a rubber band. Tie it on the back of the pencil and watch it erase. It actually does a really good job. So we got another study hack here because we all know how stressful exams and tests are. Like, I just can't. Like, I think about that and I literally still shiver to this day. And it's been a long time since I've been in school. But I'm gonna make your life easier because I know how hard tests are. I know you'd be struggling. And if you're not, then you smart AF and you keep going. But anyways, for the rest of us like me that we struggle a little, you can basically put your study notes in Ziploc bags and put them up in your shower. And this is super handy because you're constantly being like reminded of your study notes. You can look at it. It's like always around in your environment. So this is like constant exposure to your notes. It's amazing. You do want to take a break though. You don't always want to be studying. Breaks are actually very, 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 very important because your brain needs to take a break so you can absorb all the knowledge. You study 24/7. You're not gonna do as well as somebody who takes breaks. So, you know, take it a little easy on yourself, just not too easy. Now, if you're like me, you're forgetful. I like to say that I have the memory of a goldfish, but at least goldfish are kind of cute, right? Locker combination, literally the bane of my existence. Like, I can't remember locker combination if my life depended on it. But you can take one of these bracelets, Write the locker combination on the inside and always keep it around your wrist. If you forget your locker combination, you just flip it inside like really sneakily so nobody sees and nobody steals your locker combination. And there it is. It's always there with you. You don't have to open your phone every time. It's super handy. Just, don't lose the bracelet. I guess even if you lost the bracelet, as long as nobody knew it was your bracelet, they wouldn't know which locker to try, what they're gonna sit there and try every locker. Some people are that aggressive, so. Speaking of lockers, I think it's super fun to decorate your locker. I mean, you're gonna be looking at that locker so much for the rest of the school year. That's gonna be your home away from home. So you might as well make it a point of inspiration, something that inspires your creativity, something that's you, something that you love. Trying to make your school experience as fun as possible. So grab some fun wallpapers, some magnets, a mirror, and whatever else you need, and make that locker creative, Make it you. Like, my locker was always so boring. Like, I was missing out at school. I also didn't have YouTube back in the day, so I didn't have YouTubers telling me to decorate my locker, and I just kind of did things the boring way, apparently. Obviously, disclaimer, before you do this, make sure your school's okay with it. I don't want you having to pay some crazy fine because you vandalize your locker. So yeah, just make sure it's okay, and if it's not okay, I'm sure there's ways to do it temporarily where when you leave at the end of the year, you can take everything off. This one is a pretty fun hack. So you can literally use your mirror as a whiteboard. So you don't want to forget something. Maybe it's something you need to bring to school, like slides, notes. Maybe it's you want to remember something like an equation. You can write it on your mirror, but make sure you use the right type of marker. Don't go buying some permanent Sharpie. No, because that's not gonna come off and then you've ruined your mirror. The dry erase markers literally work the same on mirrors. You can wipe them off. I love it. Sometimes you don't have a whiteboard. Sometimes you don't have space for it. This works just as well. So this one's also pretty cool. So at school, you're pretty much stuck eating a cold lunch if you pack your own lunch, unless you buy it there at the cafeteria. Not really sure what your situation's like, but if you have to bring your own lunch, it's usually cold. And sometimes it can get boring. Well, it doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be cold. Not that cold is always boring, but you get my drift. You can bring a thermostat and put a hot prepared meal into your thermostat and then have a hot meal. Like a hot dog, chicken nuggets, whatever suits your fancy. Just make sure it kind of makes sense in a thermostat. Soup. I love soup. This is another fun hack. So if all your notebooks look the same, you can literally color a little bit of the paper different colors so that when you're looking in your bag, you can easily grab your math book or your English book or your science book, and you have colors for every type of subject. Makes your life a little bit easier than having to take out the book, open it up, see what's inside. When you're finished with an essay, copy and paste it into Google Translate and listen to it. It's the easiest way to find mistakes. So you have somebody telling you the essay. I mean, you can always do this with a friend. If you have a friend with you, you guys can read each other's essays to each other, and hearing it said out loud, you can be like, that sentence sounds a little funky. So instead of buying the custom flashcards, you can make your own, but make them so they fit inside your phone case. So make them the perfect size and literally put them in the back of your phone case. And this is handy because, sometimes maybe you're on the bus on the way home, or you're, somewhere where you're bored, waiting for somebody. Come on, we have our phones on us all the time. Pull the flashcards out from underneath your phone and just study a bit. Sometimes we don't know what to do. Now you got your flashcards available. You can always take pictures on your phone too. Things like that. A lap desk. You can make these at home. Make sure you ask your parents first and that they don't care about the pillow you're gonna use, but you can literally attach a whiteboard to a pillow and use it as a little lap desk. You can bring it with you in the car, so and this only works if you're not like me and you get nauseous in cars. I get a little nauseous in cars. But if you don't get nauseous in cars, you can use that time to literally do homework, which means more time for video games or playing with your friends or whatever. And this also means that you can work from the couch sometimes. It doesn't always have to be at your desk. Although I do think it is a little handy getting in the habit of working your desk. I think you're a little more productive. But this is helpful for for some casual homework. You're watching some TV, maybe you want to, in between the commercial breaks, you want to do some work. Keep those apples from turning brown. Like this. Nobody likes to eat apples when they turn brown. I don't know about nobody, but I for sure don't. Do they taste any worse? I don't really know. I think the fact that it just doesn't look fresh anymore just puts me off a little. Maybe I'm just being a little bit of a brat, but why not when there's a hack for it? So you can cut up your apple so it's sliced for school. But then if you put it back together like it was a puzzle piece and wrap an elastic band, you wrap it around the apple, and then it keeps it fresh longer. I'm so happy. I can't wait to try this one. Plan ahead. This one isn't for everybody, but if you have a really hard time figuring out what to wear in the morning, plan it ahead. You know, plan out Monday's outfit, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. You don't have to spend so much time in the morning getting ready. I read somewhere that you're a lot more ambitious at night, so you're more likely to make good decisions than right in the morning when you wake up and you can't even see straight yet because you're so sleepy. So yeah, imagine how easy it is just to throw in what you picked the night before. Easy peasy. Of course, this doesn't work if like the climate is changing drastically where you're from, but for the most part, I think it's fun. So we have another fun hack from James DIY. So you take a bunch of paper cups, okay? Take a Sharpie, and then you start drawing the numbers 0 to 9 on the first one. Then you take the second one, and then you draw all your mathematical symbols. Then you take the third cup, and then you, again, 0 to 9. And once you finish, it should look something like this. So this makes a fun little game that makes math a little more enjoyable to learn. Now this next hack is gonna blow your mind a little because I didn't know this was possible. So when your pen runs out, as sometimes it happens, you're responsible, you bring a pen, still runs out. Well, your friend can actually lend you their pen, and then you're gonna take the ink out, and then you're gonna cut it in half over a piece of paper because the ink might explode. And then you give your friend back their half. You take your half, and then you take the tip out of your other pen that's dead out, like this. You take it out. Oh, see, that's why you do it over paper. And then you just pop it in, and now you got 2 pens that work. I mean, they're 2 half pens, but they still work. I wouldn't use these pens for too much long after because sometimes pens have a tendency of exploding, but it's a good, simple life hack for one day. There's some cool hacks you can do to like trick your mind into learning better. And one of them is by chewing the same flavor as gum when you study, and then chewing that same flavor when you take the test. I don't know how true this is because I've never tried it, but apparently it'll like improve your memory because you like remember the flavors and it's like all the senses are working together. Pretty cool. Let me know if it works. Highlight, highlight, highlight. And not just randomly. Make the highlighting useful. Make that highlighter work for you. So you can set different colors for different meanings in your textbooks. That way it kind of, you associate the colors for different things. And if you're looking for something, you can find it easy. Like you're like, oh, I'm looking for this date. You know, oh, date is blue. Oh, I'm looking for this term. Oh, you know, terms are green. So it makes it easier to find things in your textbooks. So this is another life hack for pens because sometimes pens just stop working. You can heat it up with a blow dryer. That's simple. And most of us at school, we have those hand dryers in our bathrooms. In between classes, you can literally go to the bathroom, heat it up under the hair dryer, and it might work. Now this next one is super handy if you get hungry in class because most teachers don't let you bring food in class. I did a whole video of these type of hacks. If you want to check it out, it's on my channel somewhere, or I'll try to leave the link in the description. But anyways, this one, you need a 3-ring binder and a Ziploc bag. You're gonna take the Ziploc bag and you're gonna fold it over once, you're gonna flip it over, and then you're gonna fold it over again, and you're gonna tape it down. Tape it down on the other side. And this is to prevent the food from falling out. So you pack it with food, close it, and then you take the bottom of the Ziploc bag and you literally just push it through the 3-ring binder, and there you have yourself some food in school. Just don't get in trouble. Don't disturb people. Don't munch loud. This one I actually do already. So basically you stack your clothes vertically in your drawers so that you can see what you have. Because before what I was doing is I was pulling everything out of my drawers and it was ending up everywhere. And every time I was looking for one shirt that I couldn't find, my room would go from being clean to looking like a tornado went through my room, when really I'm just like, I just need this one shirt that looks like all my other shirts. It's always the black shirt because I have so much black clothes that when you're looking for another piece of black clothing, they all look the same. Literally, they all look the same. So this is a little handy so you can find it easier. It's a little annoying when they fall over, but this one, I love this hack. This one I do already. Some of these, you know, I'm not really in school, so they're not relevant to my life, but they're relevant to your guys' lives, and that's why I'm doing it. But this one is relevant to my life because clothes. You can use nail polish to identify different keys. So you're like, oh, this key is for, I don't know, my bike. This key is for my house. This key is for the garage. So you're not always trying every single key when you're trying to get in, and literally try all of them and then finally find the one that works like 10 minutes later. Now this hack is more for the moms or the dads watching. Nobody eats a banana peel, so you could just write a cute little note to your kid on the banana peel. You know, to keep them motivated, let them know that you love them. I love you. You're awesome. Good luck. You're gonna kill it today.
Slay Queen.
Literally whatever you want to write. You guys got in a fight? I'm sorry. I guess maybe you shouldn't say sorry on a banana. Or should you? Another thing that's really important when you go to school is do not skip breakfast. because you need that energy. So sometimes you're in a rush. I get it. Like, spend way too much time in the shower, whatever it may be. So when you're in a rush, you know what's really handy is having hard-boiled eggs. Literally grab one and go, and eggs are so good for you. If you're not vegan, of course. But yeah, that's just a little thing I do when I'm like in a rush. Have hard-boiled eggs ready, leave, and you can eat it wherever. Just, you know, be clean when you discard the shells, and yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it really helps make this school year magical AF and easy and enjoyable and gives you any motivation you needed, because you know what, you got this. Study hard, but obviously take some you time because you need it. But also, yeah, study hard, do well, make your parents proud. I know you got it in you. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all so much. Stay awesome, stay sweet, and don't forget to be nice to each other.